Hey, it's Scott Carlos at Stansberry Research. I'm here at the 2018 Alliance Conference in Las Vegas. I'm here with Dr. Richard Smith, CEO and founder of TradeSmith. Richard, thanks for being here, man.
Great to be here, Scott.
Certainly. And guys, if you have not looked at or using Dr. Richard Smith's service, if you are an active investor, you're crazy. It's awesome. I use it all the time. And basically, when things aren't going well, it'll help save you a lot of money. And when things are going well, it'll probably help you make a lot more money, too.
So just one point of clarification. The
Sure.
company's TradeSmith. The product that most people know me for is TradeStops.
Yes.
But we have a few products now under the TradeSmith banner, but TradeStops is our flagship product still.
Yeah, and it's, I look at it all the time.
Thanks.
Love it. So what is the number one mistake you see investors making?
I think the number one mistake investors make is trusting their own judgment, I think everybody who's been in the markets for a little while knows that you have to have a certain amount of humility to be successful, and there's things you can predict and there's things that you just can't predict, and we just get into trouble listening too much to the news, and then kind of making emotional decisions at exactly the wrong time.
Yeah, we talk about that all the time.
Investing is something that you kind of need a little experience under your belt to kind of understand how it works. And it's easy to get tripped up. In fact, I think the markets are kind of set up to trip most people up, and the people who are a little more disciplined take money from the people who aren't.
Yeah.
Afraid to say.
It's fair. Yeah.
Yes.
It's Pareto efficiency.
Yes.
So do you think this bull market run will end in a rapid rally?
I think that's a good possibility, and if it does, that'll be great for me because my indicators are, follow markets up and help you get out near the top.
I think it was, oh my gosh, Dennis Gartman that said it yesterday. He was saying, stick with what's working, and that's everything your service helps people figure out.
That was probably the biggest change in my own personal investing, is to stay with what was working. I remember over and over again as an early investor thinking, oh my God, the market's going to turn, right? I've gotten all the gains I can get, and I hear people talking to me today, coming up to me, you think this market is topping right now, Richard? And I don't see it, frankly, but I don't really worry about it anymore.
Yeah.
I make sure I'm protected on the downside. I'm comfortable with the risks that I'm taking, and I ride it for as long as I can.
And like you said earlier, too, the media, what they love to do is they love to put clickbait out there for you.
Of course. They want our attention. They want us watch. They want our eyeballs,
Yep.
They want us watching their commercials so their advertisers will pay the money.
And
that has nothing to do with us being successful.
Totally. And when the market's up like this, the story that's going to draw you in is like, oh my gosh, there's a correction coming.
Absolutely.
Big sell-off.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So where do you think investors should be looking today?
So that's a pretty interesting question. I've done a lot of research on both kind of market capitalization and also sectors of the market. And I'm particularly optimistic about small caps and mid caps still. And I think for individual investors, that's it's a pretty unique space that we are able to participate in that some of the big institutions can't do as well. So I think that alone is worth looking into it. But we saw the S&P, we saw the Dow correct significantly way back in February. Yeah, they're making new highs today, but I still think the large caps are on shakier ground than the small caps and mid caps. And sector-wise, I'm very bullish on the energy sector. That was just really beat up, but according to my indicators, it's really on the recovery. A lot of things turning green in my kind of green, yellow, red light system in energy. And also a lot of kind of extra built up energy in energy.
Yeah, right.
that I think can really drive a bull market. I've been bullish on oil for a couple of years now. A great example of how I'm a totally different investor today than I was when I first started out, because I saw oil turn green in my system 2.5 years ago. And I've just been riding it, and today it's at $80. They're talking about it going to 100, and I don't even worry about it anymore, I'm
That's
riding
awesome.
the trend.
That is all. Again, there's another instance of the media would have you believe supplies coming online.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Who cares?
Yeah. So why do you prefer a quantitative approach?
For exactly this reason, look, I got a PhD in math, basically. I was the doctor of uncertainty. I tried kind of guessing at what was going on in the markets, making educated guesses, and it just didn't work for me. So now I like to build my investment strategies on kind of a core foundation of great analysts that I know have done a good job of vetting a smaller universe of stocks than the total stock market, right? That's why I love Stansberry. That's why I also follow some of the world's most successful investors, the billionaires, through their 13F filings, et cetera. But then I want, for the kind of last mile, I want to use quantitative strategies to kind of take the decision making out of my hands.
Yeah.
They say that the higher your IQ, the worse investor you're likely to be, because you're very good at coming up with explanations about why you made a certain decision. Basically, you got emotional, you made a knee-jerk reactive decision, and then later on you make up an explanation of why that was the right decision, right?
Yeah.
And so after doing that for a while and losing money, I got tired of that, and so I combined like value strategies by sourcing my ideas from people who have vetted a certain, smaller universe of stocks for value, and then applying quantitative strategies to help take the decision making, out of my hands.
Yeah, again, you hit on a really important subject that I know Steve Sugar likes to talk about.
Yeah.
Everybody has a game plan to get in. They don't always have a game plan to get
It's
out.
incredible,
Yeah.
It's incredible. So it's true.
And they love to sit there and say, oh, wow, this stock's going up. Look how great I am. And
Yeah, and frankly, people treat investing like they treat coming to Vegas, It's a form of entertainment, right? And that's okay. I'm okay with entertainment with maybe 10% of my money,
Yeah.
But for 90% of my money, it's not about entertainment. It's about, providing for my family, my retirement, and really, we are in capital markets. We're in a capitalist economy, right? And I think there's a tremendous opportunity for the owners of capital, which that includes you and me, right?
Yep.
Not just the robber barons, right?
Yeah.
But to influence the economy, to help pick the winners and losers by where we allocate our capital. So it actually is more than just making money in the stock market. You're actually influencing the stock market, and you're helping decide which companies are going to be successful by loaning them your capital. So that's a pretty big responsibility, and I think one that investors should take more seriously.
completely agree. It is very underappreciated.
It is.
It's a great way of putting it, too.
Yeah.
It is a responsibility. And what would be your number one piece of advice for investors?
I agree with the old guy who advised Jesse Livermore. It's a bull market, don't you know? So I can't tell you how many people have come up to me worried about this market right now. It's a bull market, folks.
It is. Richard,
Thanks, Scott.
always a pleasure. Thank you.
Likewise.
If you're enjoying these videos, don't forget to press that like button. Comment down below, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, please. And remember to click that bell to be sure you don't miss out on our newest updates. Stay tuned for more updates from our Vegas conference.